can't believe I'm regretting not watching more isekai anime. How the heck do I get back to the real world? Oh.
Born under the moon, and its silvery light offered to the night sky, where I was born. The family gathered to welcome the newborn. His eyes open to the moon. I stare out at the sky. Born under a silver moon, its curse clothes within. Born under a silver moon, its light burns my skin. Howling in the moonlight, screaming in the darkness, fearful of the wild ones, making the animals hide. Prowling in the night, like a long lost soul, searching for your home as your skin turns cold. Born under a silver moon, its curse crawls within. Born under a silver moon, its light burns my skin.
I don't know if I want to see it. I heard it was supposed to be really sad.
It's the greatest anime ever! There are these 9 countries, right? And each one of them has this super shiny giant crystal called a soul future. And because they have the soul futures, everyone in the world has like these perfect happy lives. But then these monsters called voids start eating all the soul futures. Wow! And if they get all 9 soul futures, then the great void appears and ends the world. So, one by one, the voids are scarfing them all up and everybody's freaking out. It's so wild! Anyway, That's when the best warriors from all 9 countries team up to protect the last Soul Futures. They're called the 9 Soldiers, which is just the coolest name. And they all fight really hard to save the world from the voids. But then Luke,
Well, here we are.
Hail the chat.
Yep.
So I am just checking out our kick stream, right? And then like I heard you say it again on there. I'm like, wait, did I mess up something? So welcome everybody. How are you?
Yeah.
On this Saturday morning, it's 11:45 right now in New Zealand.
Saturday, Sunday, it's the weekend, folks.
Yeah, for me, it's Friday for you, isn't it?
It's Saturday.
Oh wait, it's Sunday. Yeah, see, I got it messed up. It is Sunday.
It'll be Sunday tomorrow. It's right now. It's Saturday evening.
Right. So it's
Yeah,
quarter
my
to 12 Sunday for me. So wherever you are, whatever day it is, whatever time of the day it is, welcome to the Monkey Show. Not the Monkey Art Show. This is the Monkey Show, where we're going to be, talking about shit and stuff.
Yeah, it's stuff.
That I've
Hopefully
come
more
across.
stuff than shit.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So starting off, there's this whole movement somehow, whatever it is called, DC So White. I mean,
Oh, geez.
what is this thing, DC So White? Like,
it'll be like either Marvel or what. They've been doing this for years. They'll find one company and they'll complain about it for probably like a few weeks, and then they'll move on to something else.
so I have no idea, and I just saw this thing this morning come across, and Kay Brady. I do not know Kay Brady, but I saw his post come across on the Plunge Comics account, as you can see here on X, and I was like, wait, what? So isn't it weird what is going on with all this thing? Do you know this is like this Black Power sign, right?
Yeah. Ironically,
Yeah.
that Black Power sign, there's a white supremacist group that has the same symbol.
Yeah. It's basically, it's weird, right? It's basically a racist sign, and people don't get it.
Ironically, they use it.
Yeah. It's just like, it's the whole thing about like punch a fascist. It's like, punch a Nazi. It's like, bro, I mean, seriously, what, I'd rather you punch, say, pedo, right? More than a Nazi or a fascist, because those pedos actually do harm, right? Most Nazis they just speak about shit unless they're hardcore, and most people don't even know real Nazis.
These people don't even really care about black people. It's a social ladder for them to kind of look how much I care about something.
Yeah, virtue points, right?
Right. It's an algorithm. It's a performance thing. It's not genuine.
It is all performative. It's all performative, bro. It's like I actually said that this morning in another Twitter post, which has got to do with redo of Healer, right? Redo of Healer, and that's the second subject we're going to talk about later. So let's look at this thing, right? So I don't think I've read a Bleeding Cool article in probably 2-3 years now. So this is a bit out there for me, because like I said, I haven't read this. Let's go see what this is all about. What is their deal on this? So DC Comics boycott 1,200 days with no ongoing DC Universe Black lead. Imagine like looking to the mainstream to make you feel good about yourself, right?
They're They're gonna go 1,200 days without buying a DC comic or something. I don't understand.
Well, that's kind of what they're doing here. So let's go through this.
Not everybody's gonna follow that because not everybody cares. So it's like, okay, you're not gonna buy a DC comic. Cool.
And
Nothing. Just like, okay, you are not gonna buy a DC comic. I might just go ahead and buy a DC Comics now just to piss them off.
yeah, it means nothing anymore, right? All these, like you said, it's performative. None of these movements mean anything unless you yourself are not doing it, right? And most of these people don't actually do it. They just say they're going to do it because guess what? There'll be a character that'll come out suddenly and it's the first appearance and everybody will run to get it, right? They'll all like secretly get it. They'll buy it online, right? And nobody will know about it. Me, I buy what I want when I want. I don't tell people about it. You know, if I decide to get something, I'll get it. So let's have a look at this, right? So DC Blackout, DC Comics fan boycott launches after 1,200 days without an ongoing DC Universe comic book series with a black lead character. Today, this is what day? Friday. So two days ago for us, for me, day ago for you, I guess.
Right.
Cool. Today it is 1,200 days without DC Comics publishing an ongoing DC Universe comic book with a black lead character. As a result, fans of DC Comics are launching a boycott campaign against the comic book publisher.
Is it DC fans or is it some people who are calling themselves DC fans and they're? I mean,
Who knows, bro? At this stage, at this stage, nobody is. People just put on like the mantle of the Batman like a cowl, right? So the same thing goes with being a fan. They just put on a freaking mask and they take it off when they want, right? And that's all that matters to them because, oh, I'm a fan today, I'm a fan not today, right?
Yeah.
It's that whole thing, right? I mean, I've been a fan of thrash metal since '87, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Megadeth for '87.
Yeah.
Next year will be 40 years of my life. I have been a Star Trek fan since 1980. That'll be 47 years of my life. And nobody can tell me whether I'm a fan or not because I have that in my, like, there's books, there's comics, there's toys, there's t-shirts, right, of those things that I'm a fan of. So with these people, they're like, oh, we just read a book last year, now I'm a Batman fan. Oh, I saw a Batman movie, now I'm a Batman fan. Oh, now I saw Christopher Nolan's Batman, I'm a fan.
You know what they could do is just introduce a black character and then kill him off real quick. There you go.
Well, remember, like when they introduced a black character for a first appearance in Marvel Comics with Black Panther, because they killed off Black Panther, right? Because he died, and so they had to replace him in the comics, which they didn't have to do, but they did. Or maybe, I don't know. All I know is that back about 2023, right, 4 years ago, they put out some dude with a J name or something like that, letter to his name, and it was like the first appearance of, and it was this huge reprinting, 6-7 times reprinting, and all these different covers, and 6 months later, nothing is talked about that character anymore. Nothing. And this is what happens with any mainstream comics books, right? Is that you put out a comic book with the first appearance, everybody rushes because they're going to get like a first appearance, 200%. What is it called? Markup for speculation, value wise, right? Because it's the first appearance, or it's the second appearance or third appearance. It's like, well, you only bought it because, and I've done that myself. I've only bought stuff because I just put it in the cupboard or on the shelf or in the container, right? Because it's not to buy to read it. It's because it's back and somebody might want it someday. Like, oh yeah, I got it. Here you go. And I've done that before, right? And I've sold a book that like the Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, that Spider-Man where the new Spider-Man comes in. It's $500 New Zealand, just gone. It would have been worth about $2-3 grand US if I, whatever. But I just wanted to pay get rid of it so I could print my own comic book out. And that's why I do this, right? When I buy these things, I only buy it, the first appearances, so I can sell it later, so I can pay for something of value to me, right?
Right.
Purchase something of value to me later. So here we go. So he goes, today it is 1,200 days without DC Comics, publishing an ongoing. We read that, right?
Yeah.
As a result, blah, blah, blah. We are calling on fans to cancel their DC comics that are on their pull list until DC solicits and makes a Black ongoing available for pre-order. Okay, I see what they meant. It's like weird. I was expecting a Black lead character ongoing, Anyway, a title with a Black lead character. And in turn, that money saved towards publishers and titles that are deserving of their money will be valued. Oh, fuck, I've got to read this again. I'll just muddle myself up. We are calling on fans to cancel their DC comics that are on their pull list until DC solicits and makes a Black ongoing available. See, it's wrong.
Available for pre-order.
Yeah, but not Black what? A Black what? Right? Do you want a Black title? Black lead character in a book? Like this is Batman, but it's now Black. It's a Black Batman, right? Or is it the Black Batman title?
Yeah, they're missing a word.
Yeah, and in turn, and it's probably not a writer, right? So like friggin' Twitter post, and in turn, put that money saved towards publishers and titles that are deserving of their dollar, that value telling everyone's stories. Who is doing that? I know we are, right? I know you are, Tim.
Oh
right?
yeah, I am so like withholding my money till they give me a Black character.
Yeah, I mean, like, but what I'm saying, like, we are actually publishing these comics with a character, and I'll go through this and I'll tell you, and I'll read out what I'm doing as a comic book creator, because I was pissed off that these guys are like, oh yeah, we'll hold back our money, but they won't give it to anybody that they say, bro. They say they'll give it to money that people that deserve it, right? They'll back people that deserve it, right? They're deserving of their money, but they don't. I can tell you right now, my comic book with the main female lead in it, like not the mother of the character, but like the girlfriend of the character, is not white. Yet nobody will go on my Kickstarter and go, oh, here, look, let me just buy your, let me put this money towards your digital cover, right? Because it's only $4. That's the same price of a physical cover, right? But it costs you more to do it because you don't have $1 billion corporation behind you, putting, getting all the advertising in there, paying for it. So the actual comic to publish is 0 cents to them because it all gets paid out by the the corporate head with all the advertising and shit. But they don't back people that actually out here saying, hey man, we actually have decent stories, we actually put time and effort into it, we're not like this some corporate person who can we actually do this because we love this. We don't do this because we want to keep our story, our characters in the eye of the mainstream so that we can make a movie of it. No, we do it because we love what we're doing. It's a passion, right? Otherwise,
Right.
I'd just like lie in bed, watch freaking not Ren and Stimpy, Rick and Morty all day long, right? Or watch a movie all day long.
Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah. Oh well, I haven't seen it for a while. And when Ren and Stimpy came out, I wasn't really watching it, so it took me years to watch it. It's just like with South Park. I didn't watch South Park when it came out. I've got into South Park.
I could only watch Ren and Stimpy. I could only watch Ren and Stimpy at my uncle's house, and that's only if I went to bed after.
So it's kind of a reward. Watch this and go to bed.
Yep.
So here's where it's at, right? Look at this. Straight away, they don't go to the independent creators. They go to the next big three, right? This is what I mean. These guys are freaking fake us, bro. Oh, we're not going to give it to Marvel and DC, but guess what? We're going to give it to Image, Boom, Volt, Ignition, the other corporate companies, right? The other corporate companies, right? We're going to give it to Todd's big multi-million dollar company. right? We're not going to help the people who are actually passionate about it. No, we're just going to give it to the other corporate company, right? This is why I get so tired of these people, and I'm not poo-pooing it, right? I like the mainstream as well. I like them to do their thing, otherwise we wouldn't exist, right? Because we support, you know, because without the mainstream we wouldn't be here, right? Because that gets the readers through the door, right? Interested in comic books. But the other thing is, these guys want to keep those guys all, the corporates all plugged up, all supported, while not even betting an eye at what we're doing, right? So we're also asking content creators to cease reviews and promotion of DC titles past and present until DC solicits and makes a Black ongoing available for pre-order. So why only Black people? Why only Black characters? What about Indians? What about Japanese lead character? What about Asian? What about an African from Ethiopia lead character? See, this is all about, it's all about racism to the racism to the racism, right? Because, nobody's equal, because they see themselves, if they don't see themselves in the comic book as a color, they don't see it as a characteristic. They don't see a guy being a hero. They don't see a girl being a hero. They don't see a dude being, a kid being a hero. They see the Black guy being a hero. They see the Black woman being a hero. Right, so they don't get past, like, I've been a fan of Punisher, Wolverine, Batman, Spider-Man, Hulk for years, decades. However, none of them are Indian.
Right.
Yet I can see them as heroes that I want to be like. Right, as a kid, I could see them being, heroic. And I want to be like that. I want to see morals in them that I want to be like, right? In myself. But these guys, they don't see that, bro. These guys see color and they think, well, that's just because that guy's Black, then that makes him a hero. But that Black guy could be like villain, right?
It's like some of these woke comedians that I woke up one morning and this lady, I guess she's of Filipino descent, and she's doing her comedy, but it's literally her strumming her guitar and talking about colonialism and some other crap, and I'm like, oh, you seem to think that bitching about what you are is comedy. I'm sorry, you suck.
Yeah.
Although nothing has stopped me from finding these posts on X and sending him a link to my book.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I'll show you in a minute, right? Because I'm like, I had to call it, show exactly what I'm doing. And the thing is that, like I said, man, they just want to go from one main big company to another big company, right? They don't think about, hey, well, maybe there's people outside of these corporate mega billion-dollar companies, companies out here, or multi-million-dollar, comic book pushers out here, or whatever, IP holders, who actually have something decent, right? But they don't think about that. They go, we're also asking content creators to cease reviews and promotions of DC titles. Well, why don't you go and ask them to promote books like ours, or books like other people's who are out there creating, right? Who are independent creators who could use that time on their channel to be promoted. Why are you fucking promoting DC, talking about DC titles? I mean, that book, those titles sell by themselves. You don't even have to freaking talk about them. They sell by themselves, right? Because people just go there every week, every Wednesday, and buy their, they've already ordered 2 months ago. They don't need you to tell you what's happening in the next story. Honestly, bro, you don't need to review those titles because you already know what's there. Every Wednesday you're going to stop. It's already there on your pull list. You just go to the website. It always tells you what's going to happen in it. It's a waste of time, bro.
It is.
It's the same thing as when people go on about Star Wars is dead. everything out there is bad. It's the same bullshit. You're
Yeah.
promoting shit that's like nobody, like that people are already spending billions of dollars, millions of dollars promoting, right? They got TV spots, they got magazines. It's already promoted, but yet you're going to spend your time promoting it even further. Bro, pick up this new DC book. It's got this in it. I don't mind people talking about older books, right? Because older books, like, people forget what's out there, and this generation has no idea what amazing books came out in the 80s, in the 60s, in the 40s, right? These historical amazing characters, how they became what they are. But now you can, like, last 10 years, last decade, you could just pick up a book anytime, right? And we talked about the other day about like how they're trying to get rid of like the online archives of comic books, right? Read comic books online, or websites, different websites like that, where you could actually pick up books from the friggin' 1920s that are out of publication, right? There's a channel that actually goes into amazing historical. I think it's an indie comics channel that goes on and talks about like these brains in comic books who are actually creators themselves talk about these books like from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 80s, and the writers of them and that time period, what it was like when these guys are putting these books out. But I don't want to know what the fuck's come out last week from DC. I don't really care, because I can go find out if I just do a search online if I'm interested, right? If I'm looking for it, then I'll go look it up. That's why none of this makes sense, bro. That's why none of this makes sense, because all they're saying is, go from stop buying DC, buy Image, and boom. They're not helping the smaller guys, right? They're not helping anyone but the next big corporate machine. So they're going like, he goes, they're showing with their actions that they do not value black stories. What's a black story?
Well, it's just like when streaming services, when they want to have like a black story section, they take just movies they're already out, and they just kind of shove them all into one category because it has a black character in it.
Right. So let me go and ask Grok. Right. Let's go and ask AI what AI thinks is a black story. Right. So I like this specific question. What do comic book fans mean when they say, excuse my mumbling and all that, when they say black stories, right? So let's see what AI thinks, right? Let me remove this and I'll actually show you the actual thing, because receipts, as they say. All right. Black lad. So, all right. In comic book fandom, when fans say black stories or black story, they're usually referring to meaning stories featuring black African American led characters with strong cultural representation, themes, or perspectives from black experience. What is the black experience, right? That's what I want to know. What is that's the next question I'll ask. Is it that they grew up in the ghetto? What about the black experience of the guy who never grew up in the ghetto? What if he grew up in freaking Wall Street, right? That sort of structure. Upper middle class, rich neighborhood, full of black people. Didn't have to worry about, hip hop music blaring out every
What kind of
household.
experience are they wanting? Are they wanting a stereotype of what they think the
Oh
experience
yes,
is?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
You
They
should
want
ask it that.
stereotypical. Oh no, I will. I'm going to. So let's carry on with this. I'm gonna my my Celtics is messing up. It just keeps popping up windows. Let me close this and distracting the hell out of me. Bye bye. Save, close. There we go. Nice. Okay, so yeah, so from the Black experience, right? Context, usage. It's shorthand for black-led comics or stories from black protagonists. So that's what they want. They want black leads. Fans, especially in the black community, use it when discussing titles that center black heroes, anti-heroes, or supporting characters in meaningful ways. So they don't. There's nothing about black villains here, right? So they don't want black villains, bro. They only want to see black characters in a good light. So they don't want to see them as bad people. So which is actually then, right, basically giving a false narrative about the black community.
Wasn't there a cartoon that made fun of that? There was like a comic strip.
You mean Boondock Saints?
No,
Boondocks?
no. It was like a 3-panel comic, and first it was like why can't the black guy be the hero, right? And then it was like, wait, if it was something like that, it was like first there's the black guy with the gun, and he goes, well, that's wrong. Why does the black guy have the gun? And then panel 2, and then the white guy has the gun, and goes, well, that's just like he's harassing and bullying this. And then like panel 3 was like it was 2 black guys with guns pointed at each other. Basically, what the joke was, it's just like watered down racism in a different way.
Oh yeah. Now, you get some black background noise. Hopefully, it's not something personal, private going on at the back there, bro.
Oh, my mom's lifting a heavy potted plant, and it's
Okay.
she has a. I'll mute.
Yeah. I just don't want to sound. People think it's weird. Some weird sounds going on in the background. Apologies. Okay, so so context is usage, right? It's shorthand for black-led comics and stories with black protagonists. Yep, read that. Okay, popular examples: black stories in comics, Black Panther, T'Challa, Shuri. Also, if you really look at Black Panther and the whole thing, it's actually they're bad people, right?
Right. Well, when Black Panther was created, it was the 60s.
Yeah, but no. What I mean is, even in the movie, right? They were like keeping everybody else down. They weren't sharing all their technology with everybody else, right? Whatever I can't remember the name of their freaking tribe, but they were basically, what is the name of that place that they live in?
Wakanda?
Yeah, so Wakanda itself.
Wakanda
itself is like selfish. A communist friggin' place. Yeah, it's a selfish thing where they keep everybody else down. That's what the whole battle was with the other guy, right? Whatever his name was.
It's basically the opposite. It's basically the opposite of like a black hero or something.
Yeah,
the way they see it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a villain. They see him as a villain. It's like, why do you hold all the freaking, all the technology and shit? So yeah, and it's weird. Like everybody, like when they came out, everybody's like, "Oh, Wakanda, we are Wakanda," and it's like, bro, do you not? Are you so brain dead not to be able to see through the narrative of the story to actually see what's going on, right? And that's the problem with the people is when they get so narrow-minded and about race that they don't actually see past the fact that actually Wakanda was keeping every other tribe down while they were like reaping in the riches and technology and furthering themselves, vibranium, right? And they're like they're the kings on the thing, on the mountain, while everybody else is peasants on the ground, It was just crazy. It's like not being able to see that. So Luke Cage, right?
Right.
The TV show on him, the best formation. I've always loved Storm. Storm, for me, is the epitome of a black superhero, right? If you look at her story,
wasn't she an orphan originally?
Yeah, and so she was, raised up, and it's been decades since I read it.
Wasn't she raised by Apocalypse?
Yeah, she was taken away and turned into a villain, right? But there was different side stories. But I'll like actually I'll, like what is can you give me a synopsis for the character, the X-Men character? All right, let's do. But I'll carry on with this thing while that's doing this thing. So Luke Cage, Storm, Static, from DC, written by a black dude. So it becomes this, because it's written by a black dude, it becomes this big, huge black. Static Shock becomes this big, huge thing. All right. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, probably one of the dumbest things that ever came out. I just couldn't get into it. It's really made for kids, right? Really, and that's cool.
I did kind of find it ironic that you had a universe full of original characters in Milestone, and DC buys them all up and shelves most of them except for 2.
Yeah, this is why you don't do that. Like that's what happened to all the characters from what was that? Oh damn it! It took them a decade to actually make anything of it. Oh shit! It's the one with the 2 gay guys in it, right? Because it's just a rip-off of the DC characters. Harbinger. Damn it, no, it's not Harbinger. That's Valiant. Apollo and the other guy, Apollo comic character. Hold on.
Oh, Authority. The Authority.
Yeah, the Authority, right? The Authority. So
they kind of burned out and disappeared, didn't they?
Yeah. So they basically, got rid of. They closed them down. Then, it took them a decade after they bought it, right? Then after a decade, then they brought it back, right? So the Authority, Wildstorm, it became, got bought out by DC Wildstorm because it was Jim Lee. It was Jim Lee's imprint, right?
DC did a pretty good run on Wildcats.
Didn't read it.
I did.
Yeah.
It was the most decent one they had in years.
Yeah. So first appearance, Wildstorm, written by Brian Hitch and Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis is still one of my top writers when it comes to writing comic books. One of my faves. So yeah, Midnighter and Apollo, right? So it was basically Superman, and Midnighter was Batman. That was the whole thing, right? So you had this freaking character here, basically your Batman. And let me remove that and get to that page that I'm talking about with Midnighter on it. So, right, gay character, by the way. The Authority is a good read. As a comic book, it's a good read. Quite enjoyed it. And Wildstorm also liked it. Good read. So you got Dave Lucas Trent, Midnighter, real name unknown, aliases, etc. Formerly Wildstorm Zero. Stormwatch Zero, I should say. Stormwatch is a good series, right? Created by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. Now, all they did, right, is they took these, and I think it was part of Jim Lee. I think Jim Lee's the one who owned Wildstorm. That was his imprint, right? That was his studio.
Yeah. He first it was Homage Studios, and then they changed it to Wildstorm, and then he said he had to sell them to DC Comics to save everyone's jobs. I don't know.
Yeah, but then he also sold out Alan Moore, who was writing with him, right? His books as well. And Alan Moore was like, "What the hell did you do? Why'd you give my work away?" Right? So you had all these guys here with these amazing creations, and yet he could have basically given them to Todd, and these would still be alive. I know DC has made them, written some stories and all that with them, but not the same, amazing flair that they had, right? It's amazing characters. These are really good characters. I encourage you to read them, right? if you want something that's not Superman, I mean that's not Marvel, DC, but read the ones from here, not the ones in DC, because it's just really hard to get. I tried to get into Stormwatch in DC, I just couldn't, bro. The story, the it's like they became something that they weren't. Like you could, when you're reading them, you can feel that these are not the characters, right? It's just like how they workified everything in Marvel the last 2 decades or something, right? In 2015 onwards, or last decade or so. Anyway, so it really sucked it. Like, you know, they just took these characters and tried to make them into something that worked for DC, whereas they were working really well without them. All right, so let's get back to the black characters they want, right? So yeah, so that's what we had. We had I don't know who Victor Stone is. Oh yeah, Victor Stone, Cyborg. Yeah, I think of him like when I think of Cyborg, I think of X-Men, right? With little Ilyana's brother, right? The Russian Rasputin. Whenever I think of Cyborg, I don't think of it Victor Stone from Justice League.
Okay.
Nah, I don't. That's the first thing that came to my mind was like the X-Men. Black Lightning got a TV show, right? The Crew, Power Man, Iron Fist being a, what you would call it, like Kung Fu. It was really big in the 70s, Kung Fu, so they did a whole Kung Fu thing around that. And then Philadelphia, Bitterroot, Nighthawk. Nighthawk is actually, isn't Nighthawk the supreme power? Right?
I've never heard of Nighthawk.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's Nighthawk wasn't supreme power, if I remember right. Oh no, it's Marvel. Wait, you're saying it's Marvel Comics?
You mean Darkhawk?
No, they said Nighthawk. Yeah, so Nighthawk is a Marvel Comics character, and there have been several versions over the years. The one most people are referring to nowadays, especially in discussions about backstories, is a black. Yeah, see, the guy wasn't even black originally, right? So now the black character. So he's actually now a African American character, right? But originally, I guess he was a white dude. Wealthy playboy who becomes a vigilante. He has enhanced strength, agility, durability at night, weakening during the day. So he's like a vampire. Created as Marvel's version parody of Batman. Okay. Yeah, see, that's where I thought. Like I was right. Squadron Sinister. Is it? Yeah. I have this comic book because I'm a huge J. and Michael Straczynski fan, and in 2004-3, when I went to do my film studies, I found out that he was working on on a series at Marvel, and so I was buying everything he wrote. Like I even got into Amazing Spider-Man comics because he was writing Amazing Spider-Man. I got into Thor because he was writing Thor, right? And he's actually in Thor the first movie because he goes down to pull the hammer out of the ground and he isn't able to. So he's actually got to appear in the movie that he wrote. I mean, the TV. He actually made Thor popular, by the way, because Thor was nobody by the time JMS took over, and he made it into somebody good enough that they could make a friggin' movie about it. J. Michael Straczynski is who I mean when I say JMS. And he's the creator, writer of Babylon 5, the TV show. That's how I know Nighthawk from, right? Because he, in Supreme Power, the comic book, which I'll show you guys just now as I look it up, we'll be able to show you these characters. Because I have them. I have the freaking entire 25 issues of it set up, plus various, was it 25? I think it might be more, plus all the mini series, all in my container on my shelf to my right, and I've got a metal iron shelf so it can handle the friggin' weight of those containers. And why am I not seeing this stupid thing here? Hold on. I'm looking for the on the wiki, and it's not coming up under what I wanted to come up as. So, hey, welcome everybody who's just joining us. By the way, plug your book right now while I look at this thing.
Yes, all 5 issues of Melvin in one volume. This is a pretty monumental thing. It's my first trade paperback. Get everything from when I started 5 years ago to now, Melvin 0 through 5, 0 through 4. My bad. Thinking ahead. And then also available is the 4th issue of Melvin. So see how it all conclude. The first story arc concluded, and then go back to issue 1 and see how it started. It's been one hell of a ride.
And that's an amazing achievement, man.
Very amazing. Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the first Supreme Power. Powers. This is superpowers. Man, dude, when I'm looking up one thing, stop. It's my fault. Supreme Power. Can I just get what I want for once? Power. Supreme. It's super. If I spell it right, like they say, man, garbage in, garbage out. I put the garbage in, it gives me the garbage out. Let's get this right. And it doesn't have it. Oh, because I'm in the freaking DC Wiki. I thought I was in fandom. Why is it giving me DC Wiki? Is fandom.com only to do with DC? Serial? There, finally, mother. Okay, I have like about two versions of this cover, and I actually, yeah, it's one of my favorite comic book series. So this is a modernized version of gosh, what was it called? The original story, right? Which was, yeah, it's an updated version of I think it's Superior Power or something like that. I can't remember the actual name of it because I know it's Justice League of America, right? JLA, but basically done as a Marvel ripoff, right? So let me find out. What is the comic book series based on? Because I think it's Supreme Power, Superior Power, or some a name, and I can't remember because I had that series as well. It came as a 12-issue book, and my friend wanted to buy it off me because I actually bought it. I had to back order it, and I bought it, and it goes, bro, please, bro, can you sell it to me, man? Come on, man. And don't sell it for too much because, I only got so much. So I ended up selling it to him for $60.
What's it about? Because I've never read that series before.
Okay, so this one I'm trying to find. So it's original Squadron Supreme, right? So Supreme Power is based on a 12-issue series called Squadron Supreme. So it was 1985, a Mark Grimwald series. What if superheroes tried to run the world? Right now, Supreme Power is a more, like it says here, grittier, more political, morally ambiguous, and realistic take on that original 1985 series by JMS and artist Gary Frank. Right, and it's a Max imprint, so it's a more adult, coded series, which is a really good series, by the way. Like I said, I have the entire series, all the mini series, and everything to do with this book because I loved it so much. So it covers a lot of different things: government control of superhumans, racism and power, the powers, the dangers of heroic authoritarianism. I can't even say that right. What happens when godlike beings exist in a real world political system, right? So this came out in 1985. And so let's get back to Supreme Power, which is the updated version, which is what I really, really love, right? Seriously, this series, I have the hardcover, I think, of it, leather-bound hardcover of Volume 1, plus every issue that came out, plus a whole bunch of variant issues that came out with it. So, and this is where that character we were just talking about, the black character, right? Nighthawk falls into. So, and Nighthawk is more of a speed character, if I remember right. And there's actually quite different characters in this. Let me see. Oh yeah, Hyperion, right? Hyperion is their Superman, but he is very, he's raised as a communist.
I thought it was Hyperion.
However you want to say it, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I remember.
I say H. What do you say?
Hyperion.
No. I say H. What do you say?
H. I don't know.
Some people say it differently. I always used to get it, like people used to make fun of me when I was a kid. It's not H. It's not H, bro. It's not H. And I'm like, well, how do you say it? It's like, anyway. So Hyperion. Okay, let me get.
Oh, you don't say the H. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
my brain's slow.
It is, late over there, and it's midday.
Oh, I've had a long day too. I mean, I get up and start work at 5. So yeah.
So here's a story about Milton, right? Mark Milton. Hyperion was sent to Earth as a baby raised by agents of the United States government in a secret government compound by a pseudo family under the auspices of a normal childhood with the name of Mark Milton. So this dude is captured and raised by the government, unlike Superman, who's raised by a normal family, right? The Kents. So they teach him who's bad, who's good, communism bad, right? All this hardcore stuff. But it's a really good story if you want to read it, right? I'm telling you, it's a good story. This is when before people started going like, oh, I want to see myself in the comic books. The comic books were there for good read. So anyway, so let me get the other stuff, right? So this is a book. So they also did another version of it, like in the Marvel Now, which still sucked, right? Because the original by JMS is better. But the Squadron Supreme, they made them out to be bad guys by bringing them into the all new, all Marvel. Because this is what I like. I like things being left to their own, and not trying to bring them into another company, because by bringing, not bringing the company, bringing into the reader base, like bringing like Constantine into the DC universe, like for me killed it, right? It's like the same thing with this, bringing Supreme Power into the new Avengers world, right? And setting them up against each other. That sort of destroyed it for me. I couldn't read it. It just didn't read right. Just the same thing with Stormwatch, right? Going into DC didn't work right. And here is where, in a long-about way, Tim, is where we get to the black character Nighthawk, right? And he appears in Supreme Power 7. And also, this is your Aquaman, by the way. Your water character, Amphibian, right? So when you read this story here, it's such a cool little mature read. And this is what brought me back into reading comic books about 20 years ago, 24, 23 years ago. Because there was nothing that interested me in comic books before 20 years ago. Like between 93 and 2003, I was just out of comic books. So about a decade there, right? Because I lost my first collection in 96, and I was like, this sucks. I don't want to get back into it. But Nighthawk here, by the way, it's a white character originally. However, right, when he is put into the supreme power by JMS, he's a black character. And he becomes this more aggressive, character. And it's a better, he's a way, way better character as a black character. And a lot of people don't even know about these stories because all they care about now is like, oh, but I want to see a black character, bro. I want to see a black character. Why isn't it? It's like my 1,200 days of not buying DC comics because of there's no black character. It's like, but you guys don't really care about the character. You care about the skin on that character, right? So you end up missing out on these amazing books and stories because all you care about is the skin color and not the actual character itself that's being represented.
Don't care about the plot or the
morals.
Morals. I don't read for
background,
morality.
Origins.
I don't read for morality. I read to be entertained.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like you don't care about the plot, what they're trying to. Maybe if they're trying to make a statement, but as long as it's not too on the nose, or.
If you get political. So like, I mean, this book is highly political, but it's a fun read, right?
Yeah.
You got a superhero Hyperion raised by the government, right? And this is before, by the way, before The Boys. I think this came out around maybe similar time to The Boys or just before The Boys. But everybody's like, oh yeah, The Boys. And I love The Boys. I have almost every single issue or most of it. I have signed copies, by the way, as well, that I got signed in person by Derek Robertson, who's the artist on that and co-creator of that book, right? Because he was here in New Zealand a couple of years back. And I told him, bro, when you come to New Zealand, because I used to talk to him on Facebook before my head injury, right? And so I go, dude, I love the book so much. When you come over to New Zealand, whenever that is, I'm going to rock up with a box of my goods, with my books and stuff and this and that, and I'm going to get you to sign it. And he sat there, bro, for about half an hour, signing away my books and my statue, my Metropolitan books that he actually co-created and arted and did the artwork with 75 issues, by the way, Transmetropolitan, which is another friggin' amazing book. All right. Written by Warren Ellis, created and written by Warren Ellis. Like this is like before this political movement that started happening about race and gender and what have you in comic books. All these books existed and they were great books. All right. And even Nighthawk had a mini-series about him. Most people don't even fucking know that book, bro, Jim. Right? Most people don't even know Nighthawk's mini-series where it was just him.
I don't. Then I had the only Supreme Squadron I had was Supreme Squadron versus Marvel Zombies or something like that, or Marvel Zombies Supreme Squadron.
Right. So I think let me find the character. I think is it that one? No. There. Oh, this is a version of him, right? But that's his this is it here. Modified Superhumans. I have the mini-series of it just throws me back to that. I don't want that stupid. I do not like that series. Where is he? Maybe that's the only place I can find it. Hold on. Let me go into this but this is his look. But he's supposed to be like okay, weird. Let me get the actual Supreme Power Nighthawk image. I want that. All right, images. So you'll bring it up. And like I said, man, Supreme Power is one of my favorite stories. I haven't even thought about it for ages. But so they did this. This is the one they did to Squadron Supreme again to bring into the Marvel universe. This let me see. Contact. That's my leather bound. Actually, I was just going to say, well, I have a lithograph poster of this, but no, it's the other one. It's the Rising Stars that's on my wall framed. Where is it? Nighthawk. I should put in there Nighthawk. There, right? So this is in 2005. 235, right? 2003 to 5. If I remember, that's when I collected it. Oh yeah, Daniel Way wrote the short story. Oh, and by the way, I used to talk to Daniel Way on Facebook.
Oh yeah, for real?
Yeah, for real, bro. Yeah, Danny, I used to talk to him for ages on Facebook, talking about like how, I had this idea for a Wolverine story and stuff. He said, "Oh, bro, don't tell me about it. Hit up Marvel." And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is how I've got it worked out." No, it sounds good, but don't tell me about it because this is because you don't want. The thing is that he's trying to protect himself, right? And I do the same thing now. The way he taught me, that's how I deal with things. When people tell me stories, bro, don't tell me the story. You write it down, mail it to yourself, whatever, protect it, and then tell me about it, right? Like the NDA type thing. So that you're protecting yourself and you're protecting the other person. But that's Nighthawk, and he's a black dude, right? Great story. Daniel Way, white dude, wrote it, right? And JMS, a white dude, wrote it. Oh no, you got to have a black dude write a black character. What if the black dude writing the character doesn't even understand the character? Right? Like getting somebody to write about America, about Captain America, but the guy hates America. Right? That sort of shit. So I just don't get these people who are like, oh, don't give that big company money, give the other big company money, right? Instead of like, hey, bro, how about like reaching out and promoting smaller creators, right, who are actually out here just writing stories for the sake of writing good stories, and they might happen to have a black character in it.
Yeah,
right?
or people who actually deliver when they say they're going to deliver.
Yeah, like my book is ready to print. I just need people to back it. But instead, I'm getting a whole lot of friggin', people on there going, "Oh, here's some money," and then the next they take it out and leave a comment, "Bro, I can help you, bro. I can help you after you take the money back." Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna like reach out to you. Go, oh, how can you help me, bro? All these friggin' Fiverr and what it's called, like crowdfund experts. Bro, you guys are all losers, man.
It's a scam.
Yeah,
dude.
you guys are all scams and losers, bro. Like show up in my DMs and go, I can help you. It's like, tell me more about your book. Well, why would I need to tell you more about my book? Everything about my book is on my Kickstarter right now. Everything about that book, about the characters and stuff. You're just wasting my time, bro. Trying to scam me. Just don't even bother coming to me and asking for my time when you don't care about my book. Otherwise, you would basically put a couple bucks towards it or have me on your stream or whatever, like I do everybody else and promote everybody else. Like, bro, you guys are just freaking scammers, and like you just want big money out of the little guy, and then what you're going to do? You're going to put that money towards the big guy, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's basically who it was. Like, so Nighthawk is Marvel's Black Batman, right? If that's what so. But people don't talk about Nighthawk. They don't talk about all these other different characters. It's got to be in the title, bro. Right? It's like Miles Morales, right? Yeah, but Miles is like half Hispanic. He's not even full black. It's like, okay. I was so what I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, before we move on, I want to talk about, because you brought this up, Storm, right? One of my favorite characters. There's two characters that I love, and early on when I first got into it, in my late teens, right? Like I was 18, 19 when I got into X-Men. It's about 1888, 89, 90. Which is, it was basically the mutant books that made me become a Marvel fan. Before that, I was reading 2080 and Judge Dredd books. Anyway, so Storm, to answer your question, Tim, about Storm's background and all that, because we got a bit muddled up there trying to figure out how it got started. So here we go. Storm, Aurora Monroe. Storm is one of the most powerful and iconic members of X-Men. Are you able to see a screen, Tom? Tim?
Yeah. I'm able to see it. Now
All
you're
right,
calling me Thomasy, just like the
yeah,
like the duck guy, the duck lord.
the Divik.
Yep.
Okay, so do you want to read this out for me, please? I'm getting a bit muddled up.
Origin: born in Harlem, New York, to an African American mother and a Kenyan prince father, Aurora was orphaned at an age when her parents were killed in a plane crash. She grew up on the streets. She grew up as a street thief in my brain's just Egypt before discovering her mutant powers. The ability to control weather, rain, wind, lightning, snow, fog, etc. on a massive scale. She can even fly by controlling wind currents around her body. Professor Xavier recruited her while she was living as a goddess-like figure called a Weather Witch, in an African tribe. She joined the X-Men as one of the original new team members in the legendary giant-sized X-Men #1.
Okay, so with that,
Yeah.
we'll move off to, and like this was, and oh yeah, the other character that I liked in the X-Men that was one of my favorites, Forge, Native American, by the way.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Forge, bro. But they all
I like
want to talk about the black guy, right? They always want to talk about the black people, but they don't want to talk about the Native American characters.
Yeah,
Isn't
I
it?
like the contrast between Cable and Professor Xavier.
Cable
Cable, yeah.
from the future, Nathaniel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that the Indian character Forge is the one who built Cerebro?
Really.
Yeah.
There's a
And
really
yet-
good.
Yeah, and yet nobody really talks about Forge that much. They don't even think of him as a character that's important to the X-Men.
What
It's
about
like, bro,
Danny Moonstar?
Forge is the original. He's like the
Well,
one
I'm
that
talking
actually
about
made
like
the
a
tech
character
and
no
stuff.
one talks about. That's diverse. No one
Say
talks
the name
about
again. Danny who? Sorry.
Danny Moonstar, a Danielle Moonstar, something like that. New Mutants character.
All right. Yeah, that's like just after the like. I was thinking like X-Men being the X-Men, and then you like bring the New Mutants with with a new story about 94. Is that when it started? 94. New X-Men.
Oh, it was,
New Mutants. Sorry.
New Mutants started in the 80s, I believe.
Was it 1988?
Oh, it lasted until 91.
Hold on.
Then it became
Because
X-Force.
I have number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I think. When did New
It
Mutants?
became X-Force in 1991.
Yeah. We'll get back to this 1200 Days in a minute. New Mutants comic start. Hold on. Because I think was it 88? I thought it was like 91 or something like that. Or 93.
That's their name.
It was 82. Right. Yeah, X4. That's right. 98 is the freaking last issue, right? And then that's not the last issue. 98 is where freaking Deadpool appears. That's what got me muddled up. So yeah. So here, sorry. Here's
it's Danny. Her name's Danny Moonstar.
Yeah. And that was 82.
Yeah, 82. Yeah. I'm just talking about like diverse characters that nobody talks about. They should. There's a really good. There's at least one good pre-cable minions that I like. But
Yeah, well, but with these people, it's only the black characters matter, bro. Like I said, they don't care about anybody else. It's just the black characters. Like they'll go to the gallows for the black character, right? But yet they'll never mention Forge and how Forge, one of the most key important characters in the early days of the X-Men, who basically built all their tech, right? If I remember right, let me just ask here, right? The Forge of the X-Men. Wait, hold on.
how about Sunspot? You can talk about him too.
Yeah, wasn't Sunspot like Latino?
Yeah. Richter, so he's Hispanic.
What major tech items did Forge build in the X-Men? Go on. Items mixed up, misspelled. Let's see if it'll fix it. Right? Because I know he. Okay, so here's his creations, right? Get rid of that. Okay. Yes, I know. I knew he built the Blackbird.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, bro.
That's
So
pretty
this is
iconic.
Forge's. Yeah, this is why Forge, Jonathan Silvercloud, is so important. Yet nobody talks about him. They don't even freaking put him in the movies, right? So here's a list of Forge's most major tech items in X-Men comics. Jonathan Silvercloud is a mutant inventor with the ability to intuitively and understand and build almost any technology. He's often called the X-Men's version of Tony Stark or Reed Richards. Why hasn't he got a film? Right? You got Fantastic Four, and you've got Iron Man, right? Several Iron Man movies, but you don't have Forge, right? Not even in the main friggin' movies they've had of X-Men that they put Forge in there.
He'd be perfect for an Age of Apocalypse movie.
Yeah. He built a neutralizer gun, a weapon that can permanently remove a mutant's powers. Dude,
Yeah.
the guy can take away your mutant powers, right? Unneutralizer, device that restored Storm's powers. And by the way, Forge and Storm were the first couple in X-Men. Unlike the other, first couple. The other couple in X-Men. You got you've got what you call it? Oh god, no, I forgot her name.
Who was it?
You've got
Storm and-
Cyclops and Jean Grey, right? They're the one couple, and the other couple was Storm and Storm and Forge, right? Before then, they went and made the black people have to go with black people, So they made Black Panther wedding with Forge. It's like, bro, she was with Forge. You could have written that story into their wedding. Yeah, but no, we gotta have black with black, right? Cybernetic prosthetics, advanced robotic right hand and right leg. He lost them in, he lost his original arm and leg in Vietnam. Great story, right? And here we go here, major redesign upgrade of the X-Men's iconic jet. The classic slick version fans know best, right? He's responsible for that. Danger room upgrades. Major improvements include sheer tech integration, holograms, war room, etc. Cerebral upgrades. Significant enhancements including mind backup capabilities and later eras. Neo Neutralizer, improved version of the neutralizer. Time machine, one of the few functional time machines in Marvel, right? Extremely rare tech. Eagle Plaza, his personal high-tech headquarters and penthouse. Fully custom designed building, just like Tony Stark. Scannerlizer, scanner, handheld device that detects mutants, aliens, and superhumans. Early invention against Diarrhea. Right? Teleportation systems, specialized gauntlets, armor pieces for other X-Men like Surge. Right? Holographic technology, advanced weapons. Forge, is like the freaking, the tech dude when it comes to the X-Men. and a Native American. Yet they don't give anything, any semblance. They don't go to Marvel and go, why don't you give us a forged comic book? We're gonna like riot until you do. We're gonna stop buying your books until you do. You know? Now I'm back there. Let me get back to the 1200 days without a black character. The problem here is, why DC doesn't do it is because if they do it and it comes out bad, they know it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing, right? But using like a friggin' racist symbol is crazy.
Yeah, I actually had to look that up. It's like, wait a minute, this is originally a Nazi symbol.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they punch themselves?
Oh man. Let me actually let me get back to where are we? Here we go. X. That's right. I need to get back to X and get to what I wrote in response to this. So this is how I got here, and it's has to do with Jake Kirby. I think it was Kirby. K Brady. Sorry, Cray Brady. Hold on. Let me look it up. K Brady. Yeah. Cray Brady Comics. There. Okay, so this is how I got to this whole thing, right? So credit where credit's due. How we ended up on this, downward spiral. 9 Inch Nails. So this guy here, Ginger Wolverine, said some stuff, and K Brady responded to it. So let's listen to what he said.
The answer, and it's not going to make a difference. I've been seeing this whole DC so white movement. Let's talk about it. First off, boycotting DC isn't the answer, and it's not going to make a difference. If you think your favorite characters aren't getting the attention they deserve, then maybe it's time to find something new. That's why I think more people should be checking out the Rippaverse. They've got ongoing current runs with a bunch of characters, and a ton that are coming out this year. First up with ongoings, we got Bloodruth the Blood Witch, their flagship character Isom, the superhero private detective Salvage, a one-off story with Bloodruth called Claw and Covenant, Hellbound Stagecoach, Smuggler's Stitch. They even have series of their
So you hear that, right? So basically he's saying, okay, don't support those that multi-million-dollar company. Come and support this multi-million-dollar company, right?
Right. Well,
so
if you're gonna, why complain about something when you can just go somewhere where you feel like your
exactly.
tastes are being valued. Yeah.
Yeah, just go what they're doing. But the whole thing is like, I would rather just go support people who need your support, man. Who are actually doing what they do good. If you like their art style, if you like the storytelling, go support them. Don't go support somebody because of their skin color. Don't support them because they've got a skin suit on, right? The weird thing is like sideways here, right? So as you guys know, everybody's talking about Jeremy Hambley, right? Everybody's talking about Chrissy Mayer. And I touched on that a little while back, but I did it about like how to behave online, and it came. It was actually Alex. Oh gosh, I can't even remember his name. His take on it, right? How to handle internet, but like also Melanie Mack. So all these people are basically wearing a Christian skin suit, right? They're on here grifting as Christians, and like their whole thing is, I say this is bad, therefore it's bad because I'm a Christian. Or this is, this and this is that because I'm a Christian. It's like, bro, just nobody's saying to go run around saying you're a Christian and say everything is bad. Just go around being a person and do what you got to do. And if people are interested, they'll ask you, right? Or whatever. But these guys are grifting off that. And so now everybody's like on that whole thing about, look at Jeremy Hanley. Now he's a Catholic, or he's this. Now he's like, but like the dude drinks every single day. He's drunk on stream, right? And so everybody, it's like people just are out here so popular, and all they're doing is grifting people's money, and yet people give all their attention to them. It's like, oh yeah, more money to the millionaires, right? The dude's a millionaire, but he's telling you, oh, follow me because I'm a Christian, or now I'm getting attacked by Satan and all this. Like, dude, it's how you behave is why people are attacking you. It's not because you're Christian. It's not like Chrissy Mayer is getting attacked because she's a Christian. People don't even care if she's a Christian or not. It's the fact is that she's been lying, and people don't on the net, they can catch you out, because when you're live streaming all the time, when you're online all the time, you forget what you say. Okay, but also when you say so much, there's always receipts of that, right? And yet these people want to share all about their lives, but most of the thing is that they're hypocrites, right? You got a 40-year-old lady dresses like a 20-year-old so that she can get simps gooning for her and send her money. But then she turns around and go, well, you guys can't goon. It's like, bro, that's hypocritical. If you're going to dress up to goon people, then don't turn around and tell those guys that they're gooning, because they're not gooning at you, but they're gooning at games or gooning at somebody else. But if they're gooning it with you, it's okay then. So this is what I mean. Like, so just freaking, support those people who you want to support, or don't support who you don't want to support. Just be your own person. I think internet's turned people into like followers instead of like, leaders. And so people end up like just following whoever, the biggest name, basically the so-called influencer. I remember, Tim, like following seeing, there was this dude in my church, right? A leader, right? Leader of men, right? Leading men's groups and everything. And my best friend's father, right? And I'm like, wow, this is a good man, He's like really good, setting an example for us. And the moment I learned that he was sleeping around on his wife, who I actually, would call mum because she was such a great person. And I just go, oh, hey, mum, what's going? Because like I said, and I'm in my 20s, bro. I'm 25. And, so I'm treating her with respect and treating him with respect, my best friend's parents. And he's basically cheating on the woman I call mum. And I'm like, this is the person who's like holding us all to a high like telling us to hold, him to a high standard, or we're all holding him to a high standard because, he's the leader amongst us as a man in his 50s. And man, it just broke me. I was like, screw this, man. The hypocrisy of all this shit. So now when I see people being hypocrites online, right, I still show some grace, but if they're out here grifting for using that hypocrisy, then I get pissed off, right? The whole Melanie Mac, the Jeremy Hambley, whatever, the whole
whatever happened to keeping it real? Like, just be your authentic self. Why do people on here always have to put on like a fake persona of what they're not?
Yeah, and the thing was that she knew what she was doing, and she got $2,400 US for lying to people. And then people started going, well, I want my money back. So they cancel their payments for the super chats. But there's people who say, like, I don't care. It's like, just freaking, don't get fooled, right? Don't get fooled so easily by these people who are influencers. And it's like, support who you want to support, man. I don't care. But watch the grifters, especially the so-called Christian ones. It's like, what is like something I can't remember exactly, but in the Bible, right, it says something about like those who come in sheep's clothing. I think it's something with sheep's clothing. But
wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, but there's another one about like a millstone, right, leading people astray.
Well, there's also like for you're neither hot nor cold, since you are lukewarm, I spew you from my mouth. Since you're neither one or the other, you're not. You're either one or you're not either one or the other. Therefore I reject you.
Right. Yeah, that's a bit more hardcore later on, but like there's one about the millstone, which is like, I'm just looking it up here, right, where you're leading other people astray by doing this. And I think that's how I see these people. And by the way, I'm a heathen, right? But I do have I have been to Bible college. I have a history in Christianity, right, and having read the Bible, but and have been a Christian. And so it offends me when I see people who actually go out of the way. That's why I don't call myself a Christian, because I don't want to lead other people away from Christ, right, by my behavior. Because I don't want to be out here going, "Oh, I'm a Christian. This is how you should behave." Like, no, bro, you just do you, right? And if you need God, pick up a Bible, read it, and pray. It's simple as that. If you're in dire straits sometimes, and you're not finding, you need focus or whatever in your life, dude, just ask Jesus, right? And go. So here goes, right, for whoever offends one of these. Oh, that's about children. I think there was another one. Yeah, it's more about like new Christians, right? This is what really pisses me off about this whole Chrissy Meyer, Jerry Hambley, and Melanie Mack, because a lot of these people who actually go to their channels, they're new Christians, right? So rather than those guys going to their church, joining their church group, or reading the Bible, going to prayer meetings, whatever, I don't know, whatever they have nearby. Maybe they don't even have a church nearby, right? So these people become like their preachers, right? The people they look up to, and yet these people are only doing it for money, to grift off them. And I'm not saying that some churches do that as well, right? And you can see enough of them online to historically, right? Jim and Tammy Baker, a whole song was written about them by suicidal tendencies called "Send Me Your Money," right? So the thing here is, like, if you're leading, like this one here is talking about, like, Jesus is basically saying, those who offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, by the way, so little baby Christians, it would be better for that millstone, if it would be better that a millstone were hung around his neck and that he would drown in the depths of the sea, right? So there's like people like Jerry Hambley, there's people like Chrissy Meyer who are leading little baby Christians away from Jesus by their behavior online, by lying, cheating, and grifting, right? So whoever causes one of these little ones, again, now a millstone, right? A millstone. Hold on, I've seen a millstone. We've had little versions of millstones in Fiji, which like we used to ground up flour and stuff like that. Was it? What is it? It was not flour, rice, wheat, stuff like that. Let me get a little. Show me a picture of. Right, it's a round thing with a hole in the middle of it, and it grinds. There's two pieces. There's a big, huge rock on top, and there's a rock underneath. And you move the top one around, and you put something in the middle of it. You could basically crush a bone, right? Let's see if it go away. Right. So this thing here, right? Why is it giving me an image anyway? So it's big, right? They use it to crush stuff. There it is. This is what I was saying. So you put like seeds or stuff in the middle of this, and you move this around, right? So imagine this. It's around about 50 kgs or 100 kgs, depending on like what type of rock it's made out of, and that is being tied around your neck. So when I think about those guys, this thing popped in my head. I was like, the millstone, right? And which is why I'm mentioning it. This is what these guys do with all these fake Christians, right? And I don't care what your relationship with God is, but if you're out here online to your thousands and thousands of followers as a so-called influencer, right? Talking about, oh, Jesus won't do this, Jesus will do this, and you don't even know what Jesus would do because you haven't even read the Bible.
How useless is an influencer anyway? What's the purpose of what do they do?
They just like basically they're there for the weak-minded people to be led astray, to follow them, right?
Right. Well, I mean, it's just like it's a career that has no purpose.
Well, it is a purpose for them to enrich themselves, right? Because that's what it comes down to, is like, how do I make money from people by telling them what to do, right? Which is why I say, dude, if you need someone to tell you what to do, then you're very weak. Even like when people come for me to advice, I just go, bro, this is what I can tell you. But it is up to you to do with it what you want, because I don't want you coming back to me and saying, oh, you failed and it's your fault. It's like, oh, like I failed and it's because I listened to you. It's like, no, this is just information. You do it with what you want, right? I'm not advising you to do anything. And it's so sad to watch this all fall out. It's been going on for about 2-3 months now. Hold on. With this whole, what are the oranges for stuff. And it's just crazy, bro. Just seeing all that. It's just, what is the whole, all of this, like, this guy's been doing it for about almost 15 years, lying, degrading people on his channel. I'm talking about Jerry Hanley, right? And yet when somebody starts doing it to him, he freaks out, right? He wants to take away their livelihood.
How did he get that bad? Because I mean, before he wasn't that bad. Now he's just terrible.
I know he's always been like that.
Really? Because
yeah.
I guess I guess I never really watched his channel or something.
The only thing I used to watch was clips, and that was like about prior to the last 3 years, because I just stopped watching all these big name people, because I was like, yeah, I'm just becoming like everybody else, just following these people. I was like, nah, I don't want that. So
okay, so I guess I didn't pay attention to that guy then. So, last thing I watched of him when he got attacked by that weirdo.
Oh, that goes back a while, and then he raised money and he didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Right. So he's been crowdfunding everything, right? So he's been raising funds for everything. And so people have just been giving him money hand and foot without getting anything in return, because he just buys whatever he wants. Oh, Rolex, I got a $50,000 Rolex. It's like, fuck, bro, why are you giving money to people who are like that? Who would give you nothing in return? Oh, because it just makes me feel good to make other people feel good. Yeah, but all you're doing is making him, be a drunk every day. And soon he's going to die, and then you're going to feel bad that he died because you added to his, alcohol consumption. Anyway, so Kay Brady, back to this thing about, the DC So White movement. So my take, Kay Brady Comics says, Hal Walker band. I'm not part of it. Don't know anything about it. Know a bit about it. But, it is what it is. My take, DC So White is hysterical. Marvel and DC already caved to these lunatics years ago and ruined 100 years of an American pastime. 100% agree with that. All right, 2015. Well, what's it, like 11 years now? Yeah, 11 years ago, a whole decade. Get rid of your publishing and license the characters to actual comic book fans, right? Fan creators that just want to make some money. Problem solved. Yeah. Just hand it to people who actually love what they do, are passionate about this. So my response was about all this, if I can find it. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. We'll get there. Hold on. I think it's on this one. Go back to the other guy and the other guy. Yeah.
DC So White.
Okay, so that was this. So here's what I said, right? Here's my 2 cents. Then there is no need to look to the mainstream when creators like myself and others are already doing it. Right? Talking about the black creators, looking for black characters, the skin suits, right? However, we have to basically, excuse me, let me get a drink.
Yeah, that's a whole goddamn package right there.
The Calvarine.
Calvarine. Henry Cavill. Oh, by the way, Henry Cavill's a new movie.
Yeah, he's gonna be the Beyonder, right?
No, there's a new movie that came out with him as like a kind of like a spy movie. I'll play a trailer in a second. Actually,
Oh, okay.
let me play the trailer now before I read my boring ass reply. But where is it? Much about doing nothing. Under what was the movie called? It's not the Dog Stars, is it? No, it's not the Dog Star. Hold on, let me see. There was a couple that I was actually no, this is a horror movie. Hold on. Where's Henry Cavill? It had the other guy in it as well. The guy who was like Born Identity or something like that. Or Jason Bourne. A new movie 2026. In the Grey. Here we go. This is it. Let me switch around and get that screen up. It's got some pretty cool Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Gyllenhaal.
3, 2, 1.
Call Gary into my office. There is a situation here.
I assure you you'd like to listen. The alternative is very expensive.
Gary! Get them out of my office now.
Gary, a moment. There are two versions of how this narrative plays out.
Exhibit A.
Gary waits patiently and quietly by the door.
Exhibit B.
Gary steps forward and you spend the next 6 hours sponging him off the walls. I know which version Gary would prefer. Gary. Shh.
Manny Salazar. He's not really the guy you loan $1 billion and expect to see it back.
You think you can recover it?
You know I can. And this job, when mistakes are made, you need insurance. Kids, don't say a word. Follow me. Bronco and Sid will now solve it their way.
Love the shirt.
It's silk.
Of course it is.
I just told you. It's silk.
This is Salazar's island. The police are on payroll, and he has a reasonably experienced private army. Tick every box.
Tick every tuck.
Lube every wheel.
Lick every stamp.
3, 2, 1.
Range 300. Weight 275.
Make your mind up.
250. Ram it, Janet.
They work between the moral and the immoral. The black and the white. They operate in the gray.
Show me what you got. I foresee a problem. I am aware that there is a 300-foot deep untraversable ravine, but if you give yourself enough runway, build up some speed, and flap your arms like so,
it should take the bump out of the landing.
Does that guy look like Eddie Murphy to you? The black dude? Because I thought that dude looked like Eddie Murphy. Like, check this out. Wait. This dude. It looks like it could be his son or his little brother, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Is it the guy who played Ripcord in G.I. Joe?
I don't know. Let me get that movie. Is first movie or second movie?
First movie.
So not Rise of the Cobra, Retaliation, right? Wait, was it 3? Hold on. No, it would have been like Rise of the Cobra. Hold on. I'm just looking at IMDb. Ripcord, you said. Wait. Well, Marlon Wayans, maybe? Ripcord. No, it's not Marlon Wayans. It's definitely not this dude.
Okay, I don't
So,
know.
in the Grey, let me find out. In the Greys, it kind of feels like he is related, maybe. Where is it? Oh, it's Kojo Ata. How can he look so much like freaking Eddie Murphy? Like he could pass as a young Eddie Murphy, bro. Right?
Probably.
They should, if they ever do a biopic of Eddie Murphy, they should get Kojo. Kojo. Is that Kojo or Cujo? I wonder if it's Cujo.
I like the dog.
Yeah, Cujo. Yeah, but that was with a C. C-U. I remember watching that and not really understanding it when I was a kid. Like the movie, like what's this whole movie about a dog and being locked up, right? Family being locked up in the car away from the dog. But I don't understand the whole rabies thing and why they couldn't get out of the car. It's like, just get out of the damn car, woman. You know? Okay. So, that's the other thing I was like, isn't Isa Gonzalez little X-23?
I don't know.
Wolverine?
I
Wasn't she the little...
Yeah, I guess I guess so, yeah.
She's come a long way, man, from a little kid actress. But is she though? I'm kind of lost. Logan, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
It's not her though, is it?
I gotta take a look.
So I don't think that she yeah, I kind of feel like it could be her, but she's come a long way. Beautiful and very good actress.
No, that's too old. She had her last movie was I saw Marvel movie was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Laura. No, it wasn't. No. Daphne Keane. Wait, no? Oh, yeah. Fernandez. Yeah, I was like, why is she her name? Like, where's the Latino name to her, right? Hispanic name. Where is that? Spanish. Yeah, so Daphne Keane. She was great in Logan, man. Logan. I need to watch Logan again. It's been a long time. I remember watching it at the theater. It was a great watch.
Oh, that was
Was there you go. Yeah. Both of them. I gave a 9. Logan and Deadpool.
I liked the Wolverine though.
The original?
No, the second one.
Oh, is that what the one he was like in Japan, right?
Yeah, because that reminded me most of the Wolverine I used to read.
Yeah. Mariko.
Yeah.
His wife.
Well, yeah, I think she got murdered, didn't she, in the comic book series?
Yeah, by her lover, or like her ex, betrothed or something like that. Because Logan took, she fell in love with Logan when he got over there, and then the Wolverine. Yeah, see, I gave that a 9 or 8. So Mariko, where are we? What's her last name? Yeah, Mariko. I thought it was like, oh man. Wait, who was the Harada? Harada was like the bad guy, right? He was the one that's like does the whole knives thing.
I don't know.
Man,
You talking about the Silver Samurai?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I missed that issue. That's early Wolverine, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what got me into Wolverine. That's what made me a hero. I mean, not sorry. That's what made me a fan of Wolverine.
I think mine was the Blood and Claws story, because there's a cover where he's like knee deep in bullets with a big.
Yeah, we looked at it a couple. I think we looked at it a couple of streams back.
Yeah. That's and I think that first one I had was Wolverine number 22.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this this pilot this trailer before we go back to my thing.
Hey everyone, my name's Hugh.
And then we'll end the stream. I think 2 hours is all I can handle for today. Okay, so man, when they picked Hugh That was like the best thing they ever did. Right.
Right. Well, we now know why comic accurate Wolverine wouldn't work on the screen.
Why?
Because have you seen that where it was supposed to be comic book accurate size Wolverine, and he
He's
just
small as.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like Puck from Alpha Flight, like a little midget.
Yeah, it doesn't work on the screen.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
Hey everyone, my name is Hugh Jackman. Please check out this brand new launch trailer from The Wolverine.
Run! I want to watch this today. I think I might do it while I'm working.
Thank you. It's beautiful, Yoshida. Keep it safe for me. Someday I'll come get it.
My employer is dying.
Yeah, I gotta go
He
plug
wants to
my
thank you for
laptop
saving
in
his
before
life all those years ago.
I got it.
It's an honor to meet the Wolverine.
That's not who I am anymore.
After the war, the Yashida family business became Japan's largest. He made advances that have saved millions of lives.
I want to offer you a gift, Logan. You have struggled long enough. Your ability to heal can be passed to another. Allow someone else to shoulder your burden. Logan-san, I can make you mortal. Trust me, Bob. You don't want what I've got. I'm not ready to die.
You're bleeding.
Just keep moving. I'm not healing. She did this to me.
This flesh is weak now.
Hey! What are you?
A chemist, a capitalist, a viper.
So you can see the future.
I saw you die.
We will accept your surrender with respect. Is that all the men you brought? Your grandfather called me a Ronin. Samurai without a master. Who has no reason to live.
Was he right?
Be the first to see the new Wolverine movie in theaters. Book now in 3D.
Man. I gotta watch this today. I've been watching season 3 of Rick and Morty since season 9 came out. So let's finish up on this one. Okay, so here's my 2 cents, right, in regards to the whole black characters thing. So let me break it down. Here's what's happening in my comic books, right? Because people worry about, like, when I write a story, I don't think about the characters until I work out what the story is going to be about, and then go, oh, okay, this is what this. Oh, sorry. Let me start again. When I come up with a story, something's happening, and then I go. Then I step back and think about what the origins is, where who needs to be in there, because then by writing the origins, it helps me to make the character a bit more stronger, right? More in depth. I don't go, well, let's make a black character, or let's make an Indian character, so we got an Asian character, and then start the story that way. Because when you're writing a story, the story comes first. What's happening comes first. The inciting incident, how does it open up? Like when I was writing Howler, it was from a dream. Like the dream for Howler was, it was of this.
I didn't get
your back.
Yeah, I didn't get in time to charge my laptop. It went. I forgot the charger cord in the studio, and I was like, "Oh, damn it!"
Right. So as I was saying, so when I'm writing a story, right, like all the stories I've written have a reason for them to be the way they are, right?
Right.
So, and they start with a dream. I probably had a dream or I had an idea in my head. So when you look at Zoolandia, right? Oh, actually, sorry, I was talking about Howler. Howler, right, did not start with having a biracial Indo-European girlfriend. All it was about, like, in the story, in the dream I had, was underground in a dungeon with a whole lot of like cages of animals or mystical things in cages in the air hanging from the roof, right? And underground and cages. And I was like, oh, this is weird. What's going on here? And then I see somebody running out of this, this castle thing. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. Because I kind of lucid dream, right? I'm like, I can, in my dream, kind of find like, what's going on here? What's going on? Walk around a bit. And then I see this this valley with a whole bunch of like houses in the bottom, right? And so then I go, oh, well, this is cool. Okay, so let's find out, how do I make this into a story? And I go, okay, so this is who that is. This is what happens, and this happens. Okay, so where is the story set? And then you go, well, now this character would work better this way. Their background, well, what the hell are they doing in Italy? Well, it's got to be an Italian, right? Okay, then you could do it. Then you bring in the race into it, and you don't bring the race into it because the race would look cool. No, you bring the race into it because the origin and the history would be cool, right? And that's kind of like a 1, 2, 3 steps down the road before you bring a race or the ethnicity of the character into it. And it only happens when that way because you're trying to make the story the main focus. Whereas these people here, and I'll leave this, I'm not going to read this out, but I'll leave this in the chat for you guys to check out. Because like I hate going over my own things. So you guys can check this out as I, step by step, I'll write, I'd say what happens with each, story. But then, why those characters end up in these stories is because it has to do with the story. There's no reason for a black person to end up in a story unless it has to do with the setting of the story. And a lot of times these people, they don't understand that, right? They want to go, oh, got to have a black character, this, got to have an Asian character, this. Bro, if the story doesn't call for it, and if you set your story in Japan and you go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to like put a black character and make him a samurai in Japan. What year is it? What century is it? Right? Is it the future? Yeah, that works. Is it current? Yeah, that works. Oh no, it's 500 years ago. Wait, what? It doesn't work 500 years ago. It doesn't work.
Historically, there were, but then they also had white samurais. So it's
but you're talking about 500 years ago, right? So now everybody's like, well, we got to have black samurais everywhere. It's like, what? There was like a 1 in a million.
It was not very common. It was not a common thing.
But it's the whole thing with this Odyssey thing, right? Helen of Troy, who's actually supposed to be white skinned, but now is a black skin, and you go, well, that doesn't make sense, bro. Oh, now you're racist, right? Yeah, but it doesn't. The Odyssey is specific about who those characters are. It's one of the oldest stories ever about heroism, right? And then you want to mess with the oldest story ever, and then tell everybody else who disagrees, oh, you're racist. It's like, bro, we're not saying that. If you wanted to write a story with a Helen of Troy, being black, then go write your own story and not call it the Odyssey, right? And this is what I don't understand when people go, well, Marvel and DC must have black characters as the main title characters, or else we won't buy it. Well, okay, then don't buy it. Why make a big deal about it? It's kind of the same thing with like going back to this whole Jerry Hambly and Chrissy Meyer and Melanie Mack. They're all like, oh, we're Christians. We're getting attacked because we're Christians. No, you're getting attacked because you're liars and grifters. That's why you're getting attacked. And because you actually said Jesus would be okay with flagging people's channels. How do you know what Jesus would be okay with? The only thing Jesus is okay and not okay with is what is written in the Bible and the Gospels, right? So was there an internet in Jesus' time, right? Would he, no. So you can't put words in Jesus' mouth and say, well, you can, if somebody disagrees with you and you don't like that, or what they say about you, then flag their channel, report their channel, get it taken down so they can lose their livelihood. And then you say, well, that's what Jesus says is okay with. Well, then you're putting words in Jesus' mouth.
If someone strikes you, you offer the other cheek.
Yeah. That's actually pretty on board. That's very biblical, right?
Right. Or do not seek vengeance, for vengeance be the Lord's. When be kind to your enemies, it'll be like dropping hot coals on their feet, or something like that.
And it's
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, I get it. But you're right there, right? Like if somebody makes you angry, well, just move along. Like don't go and try to burn down their house, which is what Jeremy Henley did, and which is what Chrissy Meyer signed off on, and so did Melanie Mack. He said, yeah, burn the house down, bro. Take away their livelihood, bro. Oh, and then when people go after them and say, well, hey, that's wrong. Why are you doing that? Oh no, Jesus, it's because I'm a Christian. Satan's coming after me. He's like, bro, no, because you said that it's okay for Jesus. Jesus would flag channels. It's okay to report channels. It's okay to go to YouTube and strike those channels, get them removed from the internet. It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't pretend to be a Christian for money and then put words in Jesus' mouth and say, well, Jesus would do that. It's like, dude. Anyway, we are out here at our 2-hour mark almost. So do plug your channel. Plug your book, bro.
All right. Well, Melvin 4 is available. It closes out my first story arc, and if you want the whole thing and not have to chase some floppies down, there's Melvin Volume 1, all on Critical Blast. If you don't know where that is, there's also Amazon, there's Walmart, there's Barnes and Noble. Many ways to get it.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So
and all 4. That's a great thing. Because that's my whole dream, bro, to release all my comics and get it to a volume, right? Because that means that you can give the reader everything all at once. But you got to do all the other steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So do check out his book, man. Issue 4 is out if you're collecting single issues. But
5 years, man. 5 years of hard work.
Yeah.
I earned my stars and bars. I didn't just
And we'll be talking about that tomorrow, I think.
Yes.
We're going to be discussing that more tomorrow on the If You Want Blood, You Got It on the art show tomorrow.
Yes.
Now,
say that for tomorrow's show.
Right. So also do check out my Kickstarter. People are still trolling it. I put a little clip out there if you guys want to check it out. What I mean by that and what they're doing, and it's happening every single day, which kind of sucks, but what you're gonna do. So here's a little here's a link for that video I put up about an hour or so ago. Nope, that's not how it's going to show me. Here it is, and you guys can check it out there, and the link there. And we discussed this the other day on stream, how people are, flagging our channel and stuff. Flagging my Kickstarter. But, it is what it is. I ain't going to cope with it. I ain't going to see that. I knew people were going to do that. Well, I didn't know. But once I started seeing it, I was like, oh, well. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But either way, do check out our 100% completed, ready to print campaign which basically means everything is ready to print. All you got to do is back it. Even if you back the digital, it's only going to cost you $4 US, right? 36 pages, not your average, 22-page comic book from Marvel or DC, but 29 pages of full color art and story. Chim, say your goodbyes.
Goodbyes.
Bye now, everybody. Catch you tomorrow on the live stream, and we'll see you then, everybody. Wherever you are, be well, be safe.
Peace
out.
Nope. Can't stay here anymore. I gotta get back.
I think this was the spot.
Oh Lord, I beseech thee, please return me to my old life. I swear I'll do anything. Like, literally anything. And I won't bother you again, so pretty please bring me back to life.